Honestly, it is so insane, but I was mildly impressed with Cody today. I really was. I was impressed with him. Like, it's clear he really does like Sasha, and I think he values their friendship or whatever it is they have together. He really does, because that was some bold shit that he did. Like, to threaten to strip naked on national television to cost them a whole bunch of money in FCC violations. That was bold. And then on top of that, to issue that little warning to Haven, he really does have Sasha's back, and I loved it. I really do. I love that he did that. He's starting to kind of grow on me a little bit, like a wart. Um, but I'm glad he did that, and I love the fact that he didn't want any type of glory for it. He didn't want no praise for it. Like, he was trying to slip out of there before BOQ caught him. Um, I love that. You know, he wasn't looking for any applause. He just wanted to go in, help her out, sneak out without her knowing that he helped her. I love that. Like, I love that kind of modestness of out of a person. I love it. Humble, modest. I enjoyed that. Like, that was pretty dope of him to do that. Cause Haven is a special place in hell for her. Cause what she did to Sasha was so messed up. Like, all of that for ratings. I'm like, are you that desperate? Like, you would mess with somebody who went through the trauma that this girl done been through, drug abuse, lost her husband, lost her baby. You know what I mean? Like, she been through all that hell, and this is what y'all willing to do to this girl. Like, the network just need to cancel the show. They need to cancel that Home and Heart, whatever the hell they call that show, because Haven need to be out of a job and she need to be sued. And I'm glad that Sasha did threaten to sue her, because Homegirl definitely need to be sued and she need to ass whooping because she too old to be acting like that. But Morgan Fairchild is fucking gorgeous for her age. Like, ain't she like 80 something? Old girl looking good. I'm like, damn girl, what's your products? Um, I will say though, Deception, they need to change the name of that new product, Deceptor or whatever they calling it. That name just, it don't do it for me. That name sounds very weird. Deceptor. That sounds like a freaky sex toy. Um, like, who the hell want to be the face of Deceptor? Like, that just screams a toy line. Um, it sounds like something that just vibrates. Deceptor. Lucy need to change the name of that shit pronto. Before it's trending on social media. But yeah, you know, Cody, he been sticking out lately to me. You know, I love how he had her back and stuff, and the headlines, if he would have got butt naked on that show, the headlines would have been crazy. Random man gets naked on television. Like, he would have been trending on social media. He would have broke the internet if he did that shit. Um, but I love that, you know, Sasha is finding her strength. You know, she's getting her strength back. She's finding her voice again. She's, you know, reclaiming her life. And I love it. It's good news for her. Hell, it's great news for her after everything she's been through. It's horrible news for Gladys, because Gladys was not happy to hear that she was, you know, going to get rid of the guardianship. It comes at a most inopportune time for Gladys, because Miss Wu is not playing with her. And I love that Miss Wu is finally showing her hand, basically trying to ask her for information on Sunny and stuff. I knew it was gonna come to a point where Miss Wu was gonna start making her move on Sunny slowly but surely. You can't trust a person like her. Like I said many times before, she has that quiet danger about her. Like, she's not loud about it, about her power. She's very methodical in the way she thinks. Like, she's a thinker. She thinks a few moves ahead. She's very quiet about her plays. Like, she plays it very close to the vest. If she's coming for you, you're not gonna know it. She's not loud about it. Um, and I'm not surprised that she would go after Sunny, because at the end of the day, Miss Wu has a lot to prove in the mob. Like, she's powerful in her own right, but she still got a lot to prove, because the mob is such a boys' club. You know what I mean? Like, she's a woman in a man's field. You know, the mafia has always been known, you know, to be a man's game. That's a man's world. And she's trying to prove that she could be just as tough and ruthless as a man, and she has to be. That's the thing. She got to handle her business like a man. You know, she's all woman, but she got to handle it like a man would handle it. You know, and that's what she's doing with Gladys at this point. Gladys owe that woman a hefty sum, like over $80,000. Like, that is insane. That's a house. Like, she owed this woman a house. You could buy a home with $85,000. Like, that is insane. Um, and Gladys only has one way to pay her. she got to dip into Sasha's money. But I mean, she can't do that without Sasha noticing. Like, it's gonna be a red flag. Sasha's definitely gonna realize 85 grand is missing out of her account. So Gladys better think of something and think of it quick. Honestly though, I can't wait for Gladys to get hers. It's time for Sasha to find out what her mother-in-law's been up to with her funds. You know, it is really time. Um, and it was kind of funny watching Miss Wu huddle up with Felicia. I mean, not Felicia, Holly of all people. Robert is not gonna like that, because I seen the look on his face when he seen the two of them together. He was like, "What the hell you doing with her?" Like, Holly and Miss Wu. I'm like, Holly, get away from her. You don't want to do business with her. Back away from her now. I love it though, because Miss Wu, I need her to be around. I think if Maurice Bernard ever be done, I feel like Miss Wu could take the slot. I feel like she could definitely be a force in that town. Once Sonny is retired, or he's whatever they're gonna do with him or whatever, I think she could definitely be the new power. I would enjoy her as the new power in Port Charles. I really would, honestly. Speaking of Robert, I am so glad Anna sent him home, or wherever, because he should. I mean, I get that they friends still and they co-parent even though they daughter grown and shit, but I'm like, Robert, this conversation can't wait until tomorrow. Like, Anna and Valentine have been through hell these last few months. Let them enjoy their dinner at home with some good liquor and some good sex. Like, why are you interrupting with your mess? Like, Robert really wanted Anna to make his decision for him, and I was like, that is such a cowardly move. I'm like, Robert, you can do better than this. Come on now. You are a super spy. You done been through the trenches for the last 30 plus years. You can't make a decision about what woman you want. I mean, granted, it's not a totally easy decision to make, but it's like, sir, you really want somebody to make that choice for you. And that's what he was hoping for. And Anna was like, I don't blame her. She shouldn't have to make that choice, and she's not going to make that choice for him, because that's not her choice to make. He need to figure that out. He need to weigh the pros and the cons. Like, who you want more? Who can you see a potential future with? Um, I did love the conversation between Diane and Holly. I love it because I felt like it was two grown ass women having a mature conversation. No hair pulling, no bitch slapping, no throwing a drink in somebody's face, no cattiness. They just laid all their cards on the table. And Diane had some valid points, and she was asking some good questions. Like, what makes you think after all these years, her and Robert, Holly and Robert, are gonna make it this time? You know what I mean? Because they've been off and on for decades. For the last 30 plus years, they've been off and on. So what makes her think that this time around is gonna be so permanent? And Felicia brought up good points to her earlier too. It's like, are you willing to move to Port Charles permanently? Because I don't see Robert leaving anytime soon. The man is up there in age now. I don't see him wanting to travel around the world for the rest of his life doing crazy suicide missions with her. He's a little too long in the tooth for that. I think he likes being settled. And, Robert is always going to love Holly. There's no question about that. He's always going to love that woman. But I think he's ready for something new. He's ready for something new, and Diane challenges him in different ways. Diane don't take no mess, and I think he likes that about her. Like, she's not an easy win. She's not somebody that you're going to play games with. She lays it all on the line. And I enjoy that. And I love that Diane is not some type of woman that's going to sit here and do battle with another woman over some man. I'm enjoying that. I'm like, nope, switch up the narrative, because we see that so many times in storylines where women are willing to fight each other and do crazy things all to get a man. Brooke and Taylor. And it just be so ludicrous to me. I'm like, ain't y'all a little too old to be battling over some crusty dude? I'm just saying. It's like, y'all not in high school. Y'all not both on the cheerleading squad fighting over the high school jock. Like, y'all 40, 50, 60 plus fighting over this man. Like, don't do that foolishness. So I'm glad they had that woman to woman conversation, and laid the cards on the table, because at this point it's up to Robert. He got to weigh the pros and the cons on who he want more, and he got to make that choice. I also love the Alexis and Felicia little conversation. Um, I totally get where Felicia is coming from. That she feel lost because she's looking for what's next in her life. Like, what's the next chapter gonna look like? And I totally get it because people at a particular age they start to do that. You know, they start to look at what the rest of their life is gonna look like. They're wondering what that's gonna look like. You know, and she's looking for her next chapter. I don't blame her, and I think that after that conversation with Alexis, I think it gave her some clarity on what she might want to do next. And I also think it gave Alexis some clarity on what she wants to do because she's not all that thrilled about what's going on at the Invader, which is shocking to me because I thought Alexis was, you know, enjoying herself at the Invader. She really turned the Invader around. It became respectable. People are, you know, happy with the way that she's running it. So I'm kind of shocked that she feels that it's not going the way that she had hoped, which is surprising to me. So I wonder if she's reconsidering, you know, dropping it and just getting her legal license back because she definitely can get her law license back. She got Diane, she got Anna because I do remember Anna even offered to help, so she definitely could get that license back if she want. I wouldn't be mad at it though, but I do like her in this new career field, you know, becoming a jack of all trades, being in a whole different world and stuff like that. I'm digging it. Like, I'm totally enjoying it. Um, Moving on from that, Carly and Nina are so fucking exhausting at this point. I'm tired of them having the same conversation back to back because every time their conversations start out cordial, I already know how it's gonna end. It's gonna end bad. Um, I feel like Nina needs to stop apologizing to Carly. She needs to stop apologizing to everybody. The only person I feel she owes an apology to is Willow. That's it. It's like at the end of the day, going to Carly to try to fix things between her and Willow is dumb in my opinion because she doesn't need Carly to be an intermediate. She doesn't need her to be that go between, you know, for them. I just find it totally ridiculous. Um because all Carly gonna do is snark at her and act like she better than her. So, and Carly, Lord knows, ain't better than Nina. Like, I feel like neither one are better than each other. They're not. They both have done heinous shit. But Carly sometimes be having her nose so high up in the air she thinks that she's highfalutin and she better than everybody, like she the queen of Port Charles. So if that's the title she want, then have at it. It's gonna be self proclaimed though. Um, I'm just tired of the dialogue between them. It's like every time they get together, it's snarkiness, it's attitude, it's back and forth blaming each other for this, that, and the other. It's like at this point they just need to fight. I think they're long overdue for a good old fashioned Port Charles knockout, drag out fight. It needs to be some bitch slapping, some hair pulling. It need to be a fight. It needs to be a brawl. Because all this conversation between them, it needs to stop. It's like y'all might as well just fight at this point. But I like that little dig that Nina had at the end where she was like, you know, good luck with the SEC. Nina just needs to own her villainness. Like, she just needs to be the villain that everybody in that town sees her as. Like, if they keep wanting you to be the villain, be the fucking villain. Just give them what they want at this point. Why keep trying to rise above the bullshit? For what? Be the villain. I don't ever see her and Carly being friends. I don't ever see them being cordial. I would be shocked. Matter of fact, I can't never say never because look at her and Ava. But with her and Carly, I just don't see it. Too much has been said. Too much has been done. I really just, I wouldn't hold my breath on them ever being cool with each other. I really wouldn't. I honestly, I think I have a better chance of seeing the devil begging for ice water before I see the two of them being cool, to be honest. But I actually had fun with this episode. I thought this shit was hilarious, to be honest. Peace.